the best spawn you could ever imagine in the middle of the map, right by B flag, as they're capping that shit, and my boys in my own party aren't rezzing me, I'm gonna fucking lose it, bro. Today should look like the human centipede. It should look like my absolute dreams of incest coming true. We all need to be rezzing each other, gentlemen. We need to be reviving each other post-haste. All right? We need to be rezzing each other. Let's lock in. Let's get it done. All right.
Fuck out of here, boy. The following content may contain truths that may or may not but hurt the audience. If the shoe fits, word I say, for your discretion is advised.
What's up, ladies and gents? I'm your boy Yantacan, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a glorious day and actually an amazing week. We're into the weekend, trying to enjoy some Battlefield 6, and boy, we have a lot to talk about today. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for Battlefield 6, but honestly, if I have to be transparent, I have to be transparent about this as well, right? And a couple things. The video is not long, but before we get to this topic, ladies and gents, pass by the channel, drop a like, a comment, and subscribe, because, well, it helps me grow, and it helps this damn channel grow, so do the damn thing. But this is the problem, ladies and gents. Cheating has made it to Battlefield 6, even though EA and Javelin, their anti-cheat, with Secure Boot and TPM 2.0 active, hackers have found a way through that. Apparently, it's just as easy to get through as Ricochet on a bad day. Because I could just imagine on a good day. I mean, these hackers were going through like water on paper mache. And that's crazy. Now, they did say that it wasn't a large number, which I assume that that was the case, because you have to be a high level coder to be able to pass through Secure Boot and TPM 2.0 to kind of like trick the system, trick the hardware to thinking otherwise. You have to be a high level coder for that. So I assume that obviously on PC, and it wasn't many, but it's enough to get people's attention, and I feel like this can be a problem in a vast way. I don't know if these guys were banned literally after. There's no real news. We will get some type of news, hopefully, from EA, specifically talking about that issue where if within that time frame they were able to ban these guys, but yet to be determined, and that could be a problem for the future if more and more people are gonna figure out how to trick the system by like getting underneath the whole Secure Boot and TPM 2.0, and that could be an issue because they pride themselves in the beginning of the beta that Javelin was going to do its job. So still yet to see. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it seems that it's just gonna get worse from here, and hopefully that's not the case, and knock on wood, because I want Battlefield to succeed. I want to have another game to play besides Black Ops 7, and right now, because Battlefield 6 came out before Black Ops 7, then they have a whole month in between to kind of really crank it up. But this is not how you start to crank it up, EA. And I know that you guys are trying to fix the problem. You've been communicating through your socials on X to make sure that people know the process and what's going on, and I respect that. But is it enough? As EA blocks Battlefield 6 owners from playing by charging for imaginary DLC, series boss Vince Zampella says it's honestly embarrassing and suggests you refund and buy it on Steam. So basically, a lot of people have been doing that because they figured out that on Steam they're not having any problems. So it has something to do with the EA app launcher when you launch it from the EA app, because on Steam no one seems to have a problem with that, because apparently this imaginary DLC is preventing players that either own the Ultimate Edition, the Phantom Edition, or the regular version, the standard version, from actually playing. But this is a problem with the Phantom Edition because people are like, well, we bought the highest, price one. So why are we getting this message saying that we need to pay for a DLC that does not exist? Zampella says EA CEO Andrew Wilson is just as upset as me. And it says down here, Battlefield 6 is finally upon us, but a purchase to play error is locking a whole lot of first person shooter fans out of the game right now. It seems that the issue is tied directly to the EA app, and nobody's more frustrated about it than series boss Vince Zampella. In fact, even he suggests you try to refund the game on EA launcher and just buy it on Steam instead. So when you get the CEO of the franchise to say, okay, cancel your order, we'll refund you, and then you could buy it through Steam, then you know there's something wrong that they need to fix. So it's not the game itself, ladies and gents, it's the launcher. The EA app launcher is creating an error, and I don't know if they're going to fix it, and if they already did, I'll keep you up to date with that. But this issue is the least of their problems, because this is just the beginning of it. If I am harsh with Activision and Call of Duty, I have to give the same energy to EA and Battlefield, right? Because they made the premise that it wasn't too big to fail, right? Even though the numbers suggest otherwise. It's never the game itself, it's always something internal that people get upset about. Food for thought. And hear me out. If we give chances to Activision and Call of Duty, we have to do the same thing with EA and Battlefield 6. Because we want both of these games to thrive. We want to see them grow. And when Battlefield 6 was announced, there was a lot of excitement going around. Now it's here, and what's been happening has been minimal. Not in a large scale, but enough to still get people talking. But hear me out. It's only been out for less than a week, and at least EA and Battlefield devs have the balls to stand there and say, hey, we want to be transparent. We want to this conversation going so we can move forward and find a solution for this problem. The EA app launcher on PC, figure out a way to fix that problem for future purchases, right? Because sometimes people don't even pre-order, they wait a week to see how the numbers look and then say, okay, fine, I'm just gonna go buy it now. It happens. I do that too sometimes. And then, obviously, the cheating problem. Again, I don't know the numbers. I only seen like 2 or 3 videos of people cheating. Obviously, they're high-level coders to be able to bypass secure boot and TPM 2.0. But again, it's enough to raise the red flag, and that's not what EA wants for Battlefield, to have the red flag waving. That's not what they want. They wanted a clean launch week, and hopefully they fix these problems before the week ends, and hopefully week 2 comes around with a better take in what people want to see during that week, right? But I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys think that this was enough to raise the red flag and say, nah, well, you know what, I am not gonna be playing Battlefield. I made a mistake by pre-ordering. I want my money back. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. And I'm your boy Antican. You know what to do. And as always, ladies and gents, thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Because let's be honest, this mother is super desperate. And he has nobody. So please, act this mother. Thank you.